Hello my Lottie lovers. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Lottie. Everything here is made with a Lottie love. Today I had the requests from my short run through on my shorts playlist. I showed a box I made last year before I had my channel, and I asked if people would like to see a tutorial for this, and it was a resounding yes please. So here it is. This is going to be a 3-part video set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do part 1, which is going to be, and this is part 1. Let's start again. So this is going to be a 3-part series for the Christmas card gift box or Christmas card set box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make the box. The box is going to be part 3. This is beautifully finished front and back, and I even have my old logo handmade with a Lottie love. And part 1, which is this video now, we are going to make these beautiful cards, and I'll show you how to make that. So by the end of this 3-part the 3-part videos, you will have a Christmas card set of 4 cards, part 1. In part 2, I will show you how to make the lined envelopes, and again you will have 4 of those. And then in part 3, I will show you how to make this beautiful box, and the box measures 4 by 4 by 6 by 1. The envelopes are 3 3¾ by 6, and the cards themselves are about 3½ by 5¾ So welcome to part 1. This is going to be the cards. So for the Christmas cards, we are going to use my die cut of the birds. I will link everything I use in this tutorial in the description box below. So we are going to cut out 4 of these, and we are going to hand paint them with watercolors. So we're also going to cut 4 of these out in gold cardstock, because we're going to make a gold offset for each of the painted birds, or for each of the cards as well. And so here they are, the cute little birds. And as this is the Christmas card, I am going to turn these into robins. So if I show you the previous one, just hand painted, and it just really brings out the characters of each of the birds, I think. So just going to show you. I've got my browns, just a tiny bit of that. These are watercolors, so I only need a tiny little blob. I want to make some a bit darker than others. And I just need some red. I'm going for the more vermilion colour rather than the crimson red. I think crimson makes it too red, and you know, redbreasts, robin redbreasts are more orangey colour if you look at the photos anyway. And then I'm going to have a bit of yellow on here as well. And so then we just get painting. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm talking quietly. My little girl's currently poorly and having a nap in bed. So I'm going to use this space for a bit of me time and a bit of quiet time. So I'm just going to initially do a base colour on the birds where I'm going to put each of the colours. So the wings, brown first. This has got a little beak detail here. So I'm just going to avoid that. And then as the head is turned on this one, I'm going to add some brown up and around here and slightly above the wing. And not all of this is embossed, so you're just kind of winging it, I guess, painting the wings, winging it. And this one is asleep, so the top of his head is going to want up there. And I feel like he's all puffed up, so I'm going to first snap. And then we can add in the darker details later. I just want to get a rough gauge of where I'm going to put these colours. So this guy turned his head towards that bird, and in my head he's going, "Do you mind? You're singing in my ear hole." Or "Do you mind? He's trying to sleep." You know. I think I give these guys little characters. I do that with nature shows though. If I'm watching nature shows, I give the animals a little dialogue. Me and my sister have cry laughed at the things we come up with. Although that was a few years ago, mind. Okay, so he's still singing away. And I've just realised all these tails are going to be brown as well, so just in the initial base colour on these. And well, this one, I feel like this is the one that's really going for it, so I'm going to give him far more of a red breast because he's really singing his lungs out, so I feel like his chest would be huge. And again, this one, it's like they're talking to each other, like these guys won't shut up. Okay, so those are the brown bits. And now we're just going to get the red involved. And robin red breasts kind of have a white underbelly. I'm going to give him a bit of hair on top of his head. So I'm just going to paint around all these. And then I'll fill in that with some brown in a minute. And I think just down to about here for you. And watch your beak. Like so. The beak on this one. About there. And like I said, this one's going to have a big top belly bit because he's asleep. I'll add in the shading later. But I'm going to make some darker than the others. And this one is really going for it. It's going to have nice, wide. That's it. And this one, Gus, stop singing. I'm trying to talk to you. And then I'm going to bring in the yellow. Just for the feet part. Initially, I'll add in the beak and everything once everything's dry, just so it doesn't blend. But the feet of the robin, doesn't matter if they get a bit of brown on them because you can blend it in to be like the claws and whatever else. And then the final base coat is going to be this dark brown for the twig that they are sitting on. And I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll top it up with the rest of the detailing.
And so there they are, the cute little robins. I just think they're really cute. They've got these cute little personalities of their own. And now we're going to just get to finishing them. So I cut same die out of gold, and we are going to stick that on with 3D dots on top, but just slightly off so that it looks like they've got a gold shadow on the finished card. But before we do that, these holes, the whole of the beak there is going to have a gold, the eye is going to have black, gold and black on the back. So I've just got a piece of scrap black card here, and I just need the tiniest little squares to cover the back. So what I'm going to do is get my glue on there ready so that it's kind of tacky by the time I get to sticking it down. So the black ones first, just around the eyes. So you need a thin strip there, just so we can cover the back there, and I'll trim that down if it's overhanging slightly. I need some space to put some gold in there, so this might be a bit, it might be better cutting it in half, but we shall see how we go. And teeny tiny, oh, lost a bit, teeny tiny bit on this eye. Just trying to catch those pieces now. And see a small bit for this one. Small bit for this one. Oh, that's quite long actually, so that would probably be better on, yeah. Although, yeah, that's going to have to be cut in half because that gold one is going to need a bit of maneuvering around. So, yeah, we've got
on the back. A bit creepy from the back, actually. I'm just going to trim that one down a bit. Perfect. It's lost its glue now. Come back to that in a sec. And this one. Yeah. And this one. Okay, and then we are going to do the same with a piece of gold scrap. So I'm just going to get the glue around the beaks that I need. And the reason I'm sticking the gold on the holes of this is because the die cut's already cut out the holes on the backing, so it would just be a hollow colour otherwise. Okay. So just gonna stick this one on there, this one here, the thinner one hopefully just sits in the middle there, nice. And then this one on the back of this one. And then we should be able to quickly check. I just need to trim those ones down. Need to shift that one up slightly. I think we're good for the rest of them. Yep. So I just need to trim off the tiny little pieces that are overhanging, and we can finish these off. Now to get our sticky dots, and we are just going to put the sticky dots over the top of these ones so that they stay down. Oops, see, should wait until things are dry, but I'm filming. And the baby is only asleep for a certain amount of time for a nap. I'm really chuffed with how much I've managed to get done while she's been asleep, and distract myself from worrying about her as well. She's fine, by the way. She's just poorly. And I'm just gonna trim some of these in half, and I'm going to use these little pieces for the really thin bits. So using these bits, the inners of the circle. Tails. Yes, it can get very fiddly with these things. Okay. And so we're just going to stick this down, just a slight offset to each of them. Lovely. And there you have your birds done. So these cards are 3.5 by 5 3/4. The top tip for when you're making these cards is if you get your A4 piece of paper, cardstock, sorry, and you cut it lengthways at 7. And then cut 5 3/4. You actually get 2 card bases, which is why I made the cards the size they are. So you just need to trim that side down, excuse me, so you can have 2 card bases from one piece of A4 paper. And then you are just going to score down the 3.5 mark. Make sure that's the linen side on that side. 3.5 mark. And fold that over. Spray that down, and you have your card base ready to go. So to make the 4 card set, you would just need 2 A4 pieces of paper or cardstock. You're going to make a topper off cut. You are going to cut a 3 1/4 strip. By 5. And I could do 5.5 to start with. I'll see where I go from there. Yep. So that was 5.5 by 3 1/4. 3 1/4, 5.5. And then with gold, I have a little scrappy piece here. So that's going to be, we're going to trim it to 3 3/8. And then that's going to be, that was 5.5. So we're going to do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. And I just want to make sure that's straight on the end there. Nice. So then I will have a very subtle gold border on the card itself. And just before we stick anything down, I'm going to stick my, I'm going to stamp my card with the season's greeting sentiment, because then if it all goes wrong, I can start again. Yay! So then we're just going to take the base. We are going to put some double-sided tape on the back of the stamped piece. I'm just going to line that up. We have a nice even edge around the outside, like so. And again, double-sided tape on the back of that. And we're just gonna do the same, lining that up so it's got a nice even edge around there like that. And there we have it. Now, this card set, I got one with a coloured background, and I have 2 with just white. Now the white is obviously beautiful and plain and simple, or clean and simple, I guess, except the sentiment should probably be a little bit closer for that to be clean and simple guidelines. They are very strict with their guidelines. But so I'm gonna do another card with a strip behind the robins for the final one, and that is our card set complete. So I've got some scraps here of my Christmas cards paper, so just to show you what it can look like in different colours. We got a nice blue background, nice purple. In fact, that's really cute. Then we've got nice green. Green looks lovely. Some holly berries. The variation can just be as simple as the background. This one might be a bit too busy, but again, it works. And final blue. As my card theme, my card box theme, sorry, is dark red. I'm going to try and stick to the red theme. Also, just popping in quickly to say, look at these! The die is so versatile. I'm going to make Easter cards with these as well. I'm going to trim off the tails because chicks don't have tails, and I'm just going to put some grass in front of them. Maybe I'll make that into a tutorial too. We shall see. So the strip is 1 3/8 by 5 3/8, and that will just sit neatly on the top here, giving another little border. And again, that's just going to be stuck down with double-sided tape. With that green, I may have to do another set with these greens. Oh, beautiful. And then we're going to get some glue and just stick those down because they're already 3D. Put some glue all over the back of these cute little birds. I'm just going to sit them nicely. Oh my handsome robins. Gorgeous. And so those are your 4 cards in your set. I think they're just absolutely lovely, and you know what? I couldn't help myself. So I also made a set in green. So I will be making the other 2 videos to correspond with my green set as well, so that you can kind of see the contrast. And please tell me which of the card sets you prefer. Is it the red or the green? Answers on a postcard. No, just in the comment section, please. So these are the cards, and I hope that you found that peaceful and enjoyable to watch. So join me for part 2, where I make the envelopes, which is a really quick, simple design, and I talk you through that step by step as well. So part 2 is the envelopes, and well, I'll see you when you join me there. Take care. Bye.